YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage coming at you from the Homestead, which this is one fine looking homestead. I mean, sure you get a lot of light through all those boards, and might want to manicure up the lawn a little bit. Seems to be overgrowing the house, but we'll let you off. But you do have a sweet covered wagon over here, so I guess I'll let you get away with it. Anyway, so our good friend Crofarmer has provided me with some more Napoleon footage for your enjoyment. I'm thinking, is this him over here? I think this one's him with Major General Picton. I could be wrong though. It could be this. Actually, it's probably this player. I don't know. He's one of these two British players. So we got two British forces up against looks like Austria and Prussia. So this ought to be a fun one. King's German Legion, Lightfoot. So it looks like 4 Lightfoot up front. Let's see what they're screening off. I did not get the army compositions from. It looks like all foot up front. Then you got some Fencibles, a Black Watch, and a Coldstream Guard in the back. Looks like light dragoons for cavalry. Let's go check out the other Brit army. I saw some Austrian artillery going off. Let's see, 3 foot, a Royal Scots Grey. This is a sweet cavalry unit. Very cool looking cavalry unit. Let's see, 5-inch howitzer, German Legion Lightfoot, 6-pounder horse. Yeah, just a couple more foot setting up there. Coldstream Guards, Lightfoot. So nice little mixed army. Let's see what the Austrians are pushing. They're pushing up with some Landenschützen, which these are rifle units, long range. They've got 2 of them pushing forward. German Fusiliers. Same thing there, German Fusiliers. Hungarian Fusiliers. Germans. Hungarians. Let's see, Landwehr Militia. General Staff, Cuirassier. Hungarian Fusiliers way back there. Another Landenschützen. 7-pound howitzers already firing. Let's see what we can find out on the Prussian side of things. Don't see any engagements taking place. So Crofarmer's team is going to show up as red up here because they're defending, but the guys with the red right here are the enemy team. But obviously it's 2 British players versus them. So let's see, Musketeers. Prussian Fusiliers are an excellent light infantry. I see 3 of those already. Let's see, Lancers and a 6-pound horse artillery. Couple, let's see, 3, 4. I see 5 Musketeers kind of across that front with 2 additional here. I don't see any guard units yet. Hussars, here they are. So 2 foot guards and a musketeer pushing up in the back. General Staff. So yeah, that's kind of the composition of the armies. So it looks, I would give the infantry advantage to the British players, especially versus Austria. Austria's infantry is not bad, but British infantry tends to be a lot better than Austrian just in general. I mean, Hungarian Fusiliers. No, it's the is it Hungarian Fusiliers? I'm trying to remember where. Yeah, I think I can't remember which Fusiliers are a little better at shooting. I think it's the Hungarians. Yeah, it's these guys, and then the German Fusiliers are a little cheaper. But I would still give the edge to the British foot, in my opinion. We'll see if it plays out that way, though. It's been a long time since I played this game. Nice double line fire being set up here by the British players. So light infantry up front, pushing up infantry behind them, including a Coldstream Guard here. Let's see if they have line of sight. Kind of, maybe. Yes, they're getting a little bit of shots through, so whatever they can, though, will help. If they can knock out that German Fusilier, they can push the flank. But you can see very nice double-line fire. The howitzers, though, are hitting heavy on these German Legion Lightfoot, but it's not too bad. The horse artillery pushing up, trying to find a useful position. So a very early engagement here with Austria, and it's going poorly for Austria. These Landenschützen are going to be good from range, and they're going to be terrible in a close-up firefight with these light infantry. I believe these light infantry don't fire actual rifles. I think they still do I don't know if they're still using a musket or what, but they don't fire as far as the rifles, and they reload a little quicker. Let's see if there's an engagement yet with the Prussian. Just some skirmishing with artillery. So 2 5-inch howitzers here, blasting away at the Prussian Fusiliers. Good target, soften them up a little bit. There are a lot of choke points on Homestead, as you can see, like this big thing here, buildings everywhere, little logs, and so this map is all about choke point control. Artillery actually becomes pretty important on this map because it can force movement and basically give you the edge over your opponents. These 2 Lightfoot pushing up here. Now rifles can be handy on this map if you use them to stake certain positions, but I haven't seen any of the players doing that just yet. British players pushing over here against the Cuirassier with some horse guards. A heavy cavalry fight here. You don't see that too often in Napoleon. More Cuirassier being thrown in. The horse guards are going to have a tough fight there with that many Cuirassier. But they are breaking the German Fusiliers, and the firepower is going to go for the British here. And right here, very nice Royal Scots Greys charging in. No square from the German Fusiliers here, and they're going to get hammered. That guy just got straight up launched out of the battle. So the Royal Scots Greys apparently rocket-powered charge there. There are Hungarian Fusiliers trying to get around the flank, but they're going to have a long ways to go before they can really be effective. So the British player is going to punch through here with the assistance of these Royal Scots Greys. This is very bad for the Austrian player because he's already losing this firefight over here. The British player just has better position, and the Cuirassiers are actually chased off by the Horse Guards, so making the Queen proud here. The Horse Guards tanking out 2 Cuirassiers there. That was, or Cuirassiers, whatever you want to call those guys. Anyway, wow, that was impressive. So now over here, the fight can go slowly, and it's not going to matter because this British player can wait for his teammate to help him wrap this up. So let's see, the Horse Guards chasing the Cuirassiers. Some German Fusiliers reforming back here. The General Staff trying to stop the Royal Scots Greys, and successfully doing so, actually. That stinks. Hungarian Fusiliers back here. These Hungarian Fusiliers here are just getting absolutely pizzoned by the British foot. And this is not an ideal fight for them, fighting uphill into superior infantry. These guys are not moving around the flank fast enough. And then this mainline fight's about to wrap up rather quickly. And as soon as the Royal Scots Greys finish off, yep, they finished off the general, but oh, these howitzers getting point-blank shots. So the Royal Scots Greys, so brave, these guys just charged right into battle, and now they're getting hit with shrapnel shot out of a howitzer. Absolutely brutal. But they're going to get this howitzer here, and they may be able to get to the other one. These guys deserve like some kind of Medal of Honor here. I know they're British, so that doesn't apply to them, but whatever they give out over there in England, like, that's, or England, sorry, Great Britain, now the UK, so we'll see. Anyway, we're going to give these Royal Scots Greys some medals. And the Horse Guards did a spectacular job too, so the British Cavalry really carrying the day here, making some very important... Oh, this 6-pounder horse artillery is going to get hit by a Lancer charge. These guys are dead. They did not get a shot off. Major General Picton here might want to watch out. He's not going to want to get hit by a Lancer charge. I'm thinking he should pull back. Yeah, the Prussian Lancers are going to get out of here. That artillery took a beating. Let's see, a little bit of skirmishing still going on between the Prussian Fusiliers and the King German Lightfoot. We've got a Prussian horse artillery over here with a pretty nice position, getting some kills. And some more King's German Lightfoot duking it out with Prussian Fusiliers. They have them outnumbered though, so that's going to go in favor of the British players. So the Prussian player putting up a much tougher fight. The Austrian player got wrecked over here. Not trying to be mean, but I mean they did. They got wrecked, and now the British player is going to start wrapping up the flank hard. It's okay to get wrecked, folks. It happens to me too. And I don't know what's going on with the Austrian player here either. He must be microing elsewhere, and this unit up here at the top of the hill, this foot is just wrecking the Hungarian Fusiliers from behind. And then over here, the Hungarian Fusiliers who were trying to work around the flank are now fighting against the British foot. And they're doing okay. I don't see that probably going in their favor, though, because most of the Austrian army is now routing. So I see some howitzer fire coming in over here. Let's see what's going on. Oh, yeah, here it comes. Light Dragoons getting into the Prussian Fusiliers. Very nice charge there. I'm actually going to close this so we can get slightly more cinematic view here. So the Light Dragoons getting in here and being a nice disruptive force. There's a Musketeer coming. I wonder if the Dragoons... Oh, I almost kind of feel like they should have charged them. Dragoons, though, just really forcing back a lot of Prussian infantry, forcing a square over here. And those units are actually a little bit lower on morale already, too. But the Light Dragoons are going to die heroically in battle here. But die they will. Let's see, this Musketeer has taken some pretty heavy damage. They're going to get challenged by a British foot, but it is taking some big-time fire from this Musketeer. They do have the numbers advantage, and should be a pretty sturdy unit. So yeah, they're targeting that Musketeer unit, doing quite well. Looks like the Prussian Fusiliers getting pushed back a little bit over here. Looks like they were putting up a pretty good fight. Now that's a lot nicer looking Homestead right here. Might be worth fighting for. You got a front porch right there. Just get you an old car seat and a harmonica, and you're set. Do that Southern style. So these horse guards still fighting with 2 experienced chevrons. There's some lancers that just charged them. I don't think they'll survive this. The horse guards putting up an excellent fight. Coldstream guards moving in on the Prussian flank. The Prussian's probably going to throw himself at this British player a little more now. This is a great strategy, and in Napoleon, honestly, when you're in a team battle, anybody who can start to open up one flank can pretty much turn the tide of the whole battle. The Austrian player may have left the game, I'm not sure, but his troops are kind of just standing around everywhere. And the Prussian player over here, like I said, I mean, if they push into this British force, though, it's going to be bad, though. Very nice flanking position on behalf of the Prussian right here, getting some really nice shots at the flank of these British players. Musketeers here setting up and firing. So, but I mean, this hillside here kind of does protect the flank of the British, but still good positioning on the part of the Prussian there. 2 musketeers kind of bunched up a little here. That's not ideal because then the shots from that foot will be even more effective. However, the one just routed, so I guess that'll work out all right. But yeah, we got British troops wrapping up hard on the Prussian flank here. These foot guards are going to want to set up and try and repel this Prussian onslaught. It's going to be hard to do, but they need to try it. The foot guards would be up against a Coldstream guard, some light foot. Let's see, where'd that Coldstream guard get to? Right up here on the hill. So the Coldstream guard's going to get the high ground, which could potentially make it quite deadly. They just chased off some cavalry with a square formation. Let's see, so the foot guards turning... Yeah, I mean, the British players are just all over the Prussian here. He's going to get wrapped up hard, like big time. Even with foot guards here, I think this fight's going to end rather quickly. Yeah, the Prussians trying to retreat, but I mean, at this point, there's really no retreat. I mean, you're getting hammered by artillery fire. You're falling back under heavy fire. So morale is going to be rough, but the Prussian's going to fall back, I guess, just to try and put up a better fight. I mean, they are taking fire from all over the place. Musketeers at the top of the hill have a decent position, but these dragoons are going to be able to force a square on some of these Prussian units or destroy them. Multiple line fire from the Prussians, though. A little bit of risk of friendly fire, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do in this case for the Prussian. The dragoons kind of caught in between lines of battle, and they are going to take a shellacking for that. Prussian actually putting down a lot of fire right here. They're going to be getting a pretty decent number of kills on the British troops, but I think if this unit of musketeers breaks, this choke point gets blasted open again. The Prussian has fallen back to a little more defensive position, but you can see the British howitzers just unleashing heck all over these guys. So yeah, the British players starting to get more and more fire in here, and the Prussians are definitely losing ground. Prussian Fusiliers kind of fighting for a foot for a minute. It's kind of a nice way to blob them up and let these musketeers try and finish that off, but these light foot in the background are going to get nice kills. Let's see, the Coldstream Guards. Where have they ended up at? Foot. There they are. The Coldstream Guards way out there on the flank. I thought there was a Coldstream. Look at these Connaught Rangers here. Cool unit. Or however you pronounce that. Connaught Rangers, sorry. Let's see if they can get into it. They're getting flank shot by this musketeer, though. That may not be the best position. They have an attack order on that unit over here, so they're getting shot up pretty bad. Here's a Coldstream Guard right here. Look at the artillery fire coming in on the Prussians. Wow. I love the effects on this game. Maybe old, but it's still a lot of fun. Let's watch this British advance down here. Got some foot units pushing up, seeing if they can get position. Those musketeers do have a nice position up at the top of the hill. Oh, this game's beautiful. This is just a beautiful time period setting for Total War as well. Napoleon and Empire really need to be revisited by the Creative Assembly one day. This time period just lends itself wonderfully to Total War, in my opinion. So, definitely like the melee games in the ancient times. Man, honestly, I like just about any Total War. Some I like better than others, and I'm even excited about Warhammer. And now, before someone freaks out, hey, how can you like Warhammer with that pre-order? I don't like the pre-order stuff, guys. I really don't. But I am excited about a new Total War game. You know, I'm not going to let the pre-order ruin it for me. I'm not pre-ordering the game as of now, but you know, it's just one of those things that, you know, you all can do what you want with your money there. I'm not telling you to buy the game. Creative Assembly's not paying me to tell you this. I agree with the people who are upset over it. However, that does not mean that I agree with the way that everybody's handling it. there's a bunch of people out there who are upset about the Warhammer DLC, and they're just being complete buttholes. So if people don't like just be really angry with them and hate on everybody who is not as angry as they are, then they just treat you like a complete butthole. And it's happened to me several times, and honestly, you are not helping the situation with the pre-order DLC. You're probably hurting it, if anything, because you're coming across as like quacky internet loons, and you're kind of breaking the argument for why we don't like the DLC, and you're kind of making it seem like, well, if people don't like the DLC, they're just lunatics like these guys. And I don't like that. So if you're one of those people that's just coming onto every video and screaming and hating on everybody who disagrees with you in the slightest, I would ask that you probably stop that. I'm not saying it's wrong to hate the pre-order DLC. I'm just saying that just be mindful of the way you act, and let's do what's hopefully going to create the most impact on the game, rather than maybe coming across as lunatics and then having Creative Assembly ignore us because they're saying we're lunatics. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that at the moment. I have given Creative Assembly my thoughts on it. I've let them know about it. They have responded to the community with why they did it, whether or not you agree with their response, but they have responded to it, so they know the way that I feel, they know the way that other people feel. Again, it's not going to change the fact that I'm currently still excited about Total War Warhammer because I have actually played the game. Yes, it was a demo, a small portion of the game. Understand that. I'm not saying the finished product is going to be fantastic yet because I don't know, but I do know that they've told me that I'll have the opportunity to review it before the game comes out, so I'll be able to show it to you in case you're one of those people worried about pre-ordering the game. So yes, I will definitely get you a good review. I'll give you an objective review. I'll let you make the decision. So when the time comes, I'll review the game. I'll show it to you, show you what I can. You make the decision. I won't even really push my own opinion on you. I'll show you what I think, and you all make the call. So anyway, that was my 2 cents on that. I really don't want to get into what they call a pissing fight or anything else over this. Like, this is, it's something that made a lot of people mad, myself included. I don't like Day 1 DLC. I don't mind DLC. I don't like Day 1 DLC because it sends the wrong message. No matter why you do Day 1 DLC, it sends the wrong message to your customer that you're cutting out what should have been in the original game, and it creates a mistrust. So CA's explanation is they came back and said, hey, we didn't have in our original budget to put this extra faction in. So what we're saying is that we had to account for this, and that we're willing to give it to people as a pre-order bonus, because if you pre-order, of course, they get money up front, and that helps with their budget. So that's why they're offering it. That's what their explanation is, and you don't have to believe them, but let's just take them at face value for a minute and assume they're telling us the truth, and then think about that. So if they are telling us the truth, and that's the reasoning, so really, I mean, there's, again, whether or not you believe that, I'll let you take that. I somewhat understand them because I'm in a business position myself. You get funding from executives. Executives are the ones who have to approve stuff. They have a big role in the decision making because they're the ones who give you the money in the end. So executives do drive a lot of that. It may not necessarily be the developers or other stuff. I'm not trying to make excuses for people. I'm just saying there is a little more to this than some of you all like to make it out to be. It's not always as clear-cut as we like it to be, and it's not always the exciting internet conspiracy that some of us make it out to be. So again, for whatever the reason, it is what it is at this point. So what I can promise you is that I will get you a fair and objective review just as soon as they allow me to review the game. There are going to be some opportunities for us to, show you stuff, obviously, before the game comes out, and we will maximize that. So just keep an eye out for it. And as always, you're free to share your opinion on my channel. I'm not going to block people or anything else like that, but I do ask that you all be nice to each other in the comments, please. There's no need for ridiculous name calling or anything else like that. So yeah, anyway, enough on that subject. I don't want to get too far off on it, but yeah, some folks, I even watched a video the other day where some guy was hating all over the Warhammer DLC, and I'm not going to name names, but they named me as someone who supposedly supports it, and I'm like, what? When did I say that I liked the pre-order DLC? Like, it's kind of funny, like I guess said, these guys are so into some kind of conspiracy that I just get thrown straight into it. And the other thing that cracks me up is the people who be like, well, all these YouTubers, they're just shills. They just make all this money off this stuff. And, I without sharing my entire personal life and records by putting it up here on the screen and proving this to you all, CA does not pay me. They've never paid me. They have invited me to come to events. They have paid for me to come to that event. They do not put cash in my pocket in any way, shape, or form. They just don't do it. They never have, and they never will, unless I take a job with them. And I haven't applied to any jobs, and I'm not intending to. Not because CA is crappy or something. I don't have any intention of going to work in the gaming industry. I'm an engineer. So, in any case, yeah, we're not just shills for CA. They don't pay us. They don't tell us what to say. And a good example of that would be Angry Joe. Angry Joe ripped Rome 2 up and down. He's now ripped the Warhammer DLC up and down. And to be honest, he's probably a big factor into why the Warhammer DLC is getting hated on so much. And they still invite him to events. They don't cut him off. They still send him these things because they want people reviewing it. They want that out there. Yes, they would rather it be good news rather than bad news, but that's just the way it is. So I'm just trying to say, like, don't believe everything that these people say. And if you are one of those people, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to spread the truth here. We're not shills. There are some people who are major fanboys, and that's fine. If that's the way they choose to act and you don't like it, just don't watch their videos. We don't have to make some big screaming, name-calling fight out of this, because really, in the end, what it does is it just pulls the entire Total War community down into a gutter that we don't need to be in. I agree that there's things that we would like to do to see this franchise come back to, I guess, what a lot of us would say was the pinnacle of it back at Shogun 2. And I honestly played and saw stuff in Warhammer when I was at the demo that helps me believe that could be possible. Again, I haven't seen the whole game, but I saw promising things there. I really did. So, yes, the DLC is annoying for day one, but let me review that. Let me do that for you, and I will tell you whether or not I think it's going to be worth your while, and I will make sure that you don't waste your money on it. That's my job as a reviewer anyway, is to show you all the games, so don't panic about it. I will get it. I'm the one who's fronting the money for it, and we'll take care of all that stuff and let you all know so that you can make the right decision. And again, hopefully this kind of squares stuff up. Hope you all enjoyed this. Crofarmer, thank you for sending this in as usual. You're awesome. And hopefully I can continue to get you all some sweet Napoleon gameplay, and I will be back with more soon.